So I quickly made, without any coding ability, I made a system that could scan a PDF and then allow me to interact and go back and forth. And this was fantastic. Hi, I'm Patrick Booth. I am a realtor with the Probion Group, brokered through eXp Realty. But today I wanted to talk more to you about Chat GPT. Now, when it comes to Chat GPT, I have used it quite a bit with my own work on the real estate side. Whether I am, let's say I'm putting together a Facebook post, and I have never been really fond of emojis. Don't really get them, don't really use them. However, they help. So if you're putting together a Facebook post, it's really good to have some emojis that you could use inside of it. So I will write everything that I want, and then I will actually throw it into ChatGPT. It helps me with better engagement, but it also adds in those beloved little emojis that everybody likes. Now, today, though, I didn't want to talk about that. I wanted to talk about a use case of how this actually helped me out a ton. Now, I have access to the API. There's no cost to getting the API, but there's a cost to use it. So it actually uses, you have, every time that you use it, it will charge you a cost based on how many tokens and so forth that are being used. Everybody gets about $18 to start with. And once you start using the models like Chat GPT-4, it actually uses a lot more. So what happened? Well, my son had been sick last week. And while he was sick, we had asked the teacher, hey, he's got all the work ready to go when it comes to getting ready for his science exam. However, and by that I mean he did all the little flashcards for the study, and there's big questions that they had to write out from. There's a PDF of 6 different chapters, and so she gave access and said, all right, he can take the test on Monday. Unfortunately, as is the case, all of the work that they had and all the study stuff the teachers take, the teacher or the para, they take that. And there's a grade typically associated with that too, and then the kids take the test. Well, my son's first day back at school was Friday. That's when all the kids took the test. That's when they took all of the materials, and they accidentally took my son's. So we're definitely grateful that he's able to take the test today, but it puts a little bit of a wrinkle and a challenge. So this is where ChatGPT came to the rescue. I went into ChatGPT. I already have an API to use the Chat GPT-4 model. I'm not a coder. I don't know coding. I can go kind of back and forth and test it out and use it. But I came in and I said, I'm interested in putting together a Python script that will scan a PDF document and then hold what it reads in memory, and then provide me with a prompt asking me questions. It will ask, do you have any questions for me? From there, I will answer, and it will run the question through OpenAI ChatGPT's model and provide me with an answer. It will then ask me, do you have any questions, and allow me to ask another question. This will continue until I write down, or until I write done, and then at that point, the program will terminate. The model is GPT-4, is the one that I plan to use. It follows the same setup as GPT-3 Turbo. Please set a limit on the amount of tokens to be used to 4,000. Now, ChatGPT-4 does go up to 8,000. However, I'll explain that in just a second. And I want a limit of 1,000 tokens for the system to be able to give me answers back to my questions. Below is an example of the structure OpenAI needs for the GPT-3 Turbo model. The ChatGPT-4 model uses the same setup and structure. Please do not have the system summarize what it read from the PDF. It will just ask me the questions that I need. I want it to read from the folder, and then I've got the folder there, and then the PDF is called abc.pdf. Also, the PDF is rather large. Can it ask me to start to choose an option 1? So press 1. Which are pages 1 to 28, or select option 2, press 2, which are pages 28 to 52. Now, I've then pasted the example code below. This is what I had used previously. I'd found it online as far as the structure, because Chat GPT-4 in 3.5 definitely used a different, where it's a role assistant content answer. So I've got all of that there. I'm going to go ahead and hit enter so it can start. Oh, that's lovely. Let's copy this so I don't lose it. I'm going to go ahead and hit refresh. One of the challenges, yay. All right, and then let's go ahead and put it in again. And it is going to go ahead and write me my Python script. Now, with a Mac, we will use terminal. With a Windows computer, you still can run Python. You're going to need to install it in both cases for Windows or Mac, but at least on the Mac, we can just use the terminal. Now, on the Mac side of the house, I have to give, I've got the folder right here that I said to use was working. So if you just drag this over, it's going to give you the path. This is the path that I copied and pasted over. Make sure you add a slash at the end there. Now, I took my son's textbook and I just renamed it abc.pdf. I'm rather lazy, but it's not really a textbook. It was a PDF of, say, 6 chapters to use. Maybe it is a textbook, I don't know. But I renamed it abc.pdf. When I was going back and forth, I found that unfortunately it would use up all my tokens, and that became kind of problematic. So what I ended up doing is saying, all right, chapter 4 ended at page 28. Do it from chapter 1 to 4, so to 28, and then do from 29 on to, I think it's 52. So that's perfect and all. However, I then was still running into some limits. I have Chat GPT-4's 8,000, it's like 8,100 something tokens that you can use. Think of the tokens almost as, you know, how much memory, how much space that you have. It's really how many characters and so forth that are allowed. But I don't have access to their larger model yet. Can't wait to get it. And again, this is where you start using a lot of those tokens, and it can get costly. But this is basically what I did. I created the file called ABC. So it has gone through, it's told me I need to do pip install OpenAI PY PDF2. So what you would need to do is, once you have Python installed, you're going to then come over and you're going to type pip install, and then either OpenAI or whatever program that you need. So I'm going to look at this. This looks good. So let's go ahead and copy this over. Now I am using what's called Sublime. It makes things just, you know, rather easy for me. So I'm going to hit File, I'm going to hit Save, and then I'm going to say PDF Scanner 3.py. The py is for Python. So I've got all that there. I need to enter in my API key, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we're going to go ahead and look at how this looks. Okay, so I entered in my API key. Make sure that once you do that, you save your file. So I'm going to do Python, and I'm going to come back over here to my PDF scanner, and it's Python 3. I'm going to just drag that over, drop it, and we're going to hit. And it is saying, oh, we've got some deprecated code. So let's go ahead and copy this over. This is for, I'm actually working on making a game. Don't know any code. This is how I'm doing it. I'm saying, I received this error below. Can you help fix it with my code? And then paste the error in, and it is going to rewrite the code. So it's saying it looks like you're using PY PDF2 version 3, and we need to use PDF Reader class. So from there, it's going to go ahead and rewrite my code. I will come right back to it here in just a second. All right, so my code is done. I'm going to come back up here. I've got all the information in. It's got the folder that it's using still. It's got my options. And then from there, do you have any questions for me until I say done? All right, so let's go ahead and copy this code. I will go ahead and save it and my API key, and then we'll get started. All right, so I went ahead and I took everything that it just gave me. I did a Command A, Control A if you're doing Windows. Then I pasted over everything, and then I copied back over my my API key. Don't give your API key out, very important. So I'm going to go ahead, and then I hit save. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just rerun my code. So I'm going to say page 1. And then, do you have any questions for me? I'm going to say, sure. Write me flashcards for chapters 1 and 2 using the front as the vocab word, and then the back will be the vocab word again, followed by a colon, and the answer. Please use all the vocab words in the 2 chapters. All right, and done. It took a little bit, but I could have literally said chapters 1 through 4, and it would have literally pulled in all of the different words. You know, I can ask it anything specific to those chapters that I had selected in options 1, which was, you know, chapters 1 through 4. Now, once I get access to the larger model, this is going to be fantastic. And it asked me, do you have any questions for me? And from there, I can ask some more. I'm for now just going to put done. So I quickly made, without any coding ability, I made a system that could scan a PDF and then allow me to interact and go back and forth. And this was fantastic. Now, sky's the limit. You know, I'm working right now on a game. I'll make a little video here just to kind of show the development process of that. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to helping answer any questions. So if you have questions or anything you'd like me to try out or test, please put it below. Again, I'm Patrick Booth. I'm a realtor with the Probion Group, brokered through eXp Realty, and I do plan on showing how I'm using this for my own profession as well, but then also hobbies and different things that I've done and played around with. I just helped a friend the other day who is applying for a job, and he said, hey, could you use the Chat GPT to help me with my resume? And man, there were only a few little tweaks that we had to do. I apologize if you hear the little clicking. My 2 little pups are running around there. But if you like this video, I'd love it if you could do a thumbs up and a subscribe, and please stay tuned for more videos like this. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and we'll talk to you soon.